Nice. We've got a good few people on. So this is what I want to talk about today. Why you are the greatest role model, mentor, and influencer in your life. Okay, and I'm just going to unpack that. What I mean is this. Actually, if you're in the free group that I've set up, I actually posted a little fable, a little story, a little myth, legend, whatever you want to call it, this morning, and the metaphor or the meaning within that little story, it's only a short little story, was very much that we hold the keys to our own happiness, right? The power is within, as the legend Anthony Robbins would say. Now, I just want to pause on that bit, right? Whenever we sort of get into this, like the power within, it sounds a bit cliche. It definitely comes across, I think, and I think this is a British, maybe European thing, as a little bit cheesy. A little bit like, oh, really? You know, it's sort of fake tans and white teeth type. What are you laughing at? What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Right.
What's wrong with fake tan?
Nothing wrong with fake tan, Tara says. Right, well, you know what I mean. And I'm thinking of a man, not of a lady, to be clear. But you know what I mean. There is a bit of cliche around it. So what happens with cliche, very often we overlook it. We go, nah, that power within stuff, yeah, whatever. But actually, where you find cliche, you find a lot of hidden truth. And the reason things become cliche is because they're used a lot and repeated a lot. But I think in this modern world, we sort of avoid cliche. But actually, when you see cliche, just have a good look at it and unpick it for yourself and look what's underneath it. Because very often there is like timeless wisdom and the power within, or that you hold the keys to your happiness. It says it all, right? And this is a theme that I keep coming back to, and I will keep coming back to forever, because not only do I like to share this stuff, I also say it out loud to remind myself, because we forget so quickly. It's so tempting to feel that there's someone, something, a mentor, a coach, a book, a podcast that's just going to do it all for us. And here's the truth. I love books. I love podcasts. I've always had coaches. I've always had mentors. I am a mentor. I am a coach. I write books. I do podcasts. All of that stuff. I love it. But what I figured out quite a long while ago is this. The greatest coaches on this planet do one thing, and one thing only. They help the people that they're working with figure this one thing out, that actually they have all the answers. A great coach's job is to help you, the individual, elicit all the answers that you already have. You are your greatest coach. You are your greatest mentor. You are your greatest role model in many ways. And that power within, for want of a better word, for so many people is overlooked on this quest for someone else. Give it to me. Give it to me. Right, here's a great example. And I've mentioned this one before. When I was running the broking environment, I'd be surrounded on just my desk. We had 40 brokers in the firm, but like on the desk that I also ran, as well as run the business, there was about 12 of us. And one guy in particular would get really like rolled up and angry, right? It's that sort of an industry, it's that sort of a job where people can get very, very emotional. It's that type of environment, and he would lose it, right? The red mist would descend on a regular basis. And at one point, I remember he saying to me, "Oi, Andy," you know, like almost a nudge, because he sat next to me, like almost like a dig in the ribs. And he's losing the plot. The red mist has descended. And he's like, "Give me some of that mindfulness." Right? Give me some of that mindfulness that you're always on about. As if, like, he didn't have any control over what was happening to him. It was for me to pick this mindfulness thing up and go, "Oh, there you go. That's it." And he'd go, "Oh, for you." And that, again, is just a great example of just giving away all of our power. Like, you're just reinforcing the belief that I can't control this thing. I can't deal with the temper and the red mist. That's someone else has to help me deal with that. But actually, the truth is, it's all on you. Everything's on you. Everything we do is on you, is on me, right? And this is one of the greatest discoveries I made 10 years ago that changed everything. And I know this is a theme that I come back to a lot because it's just so important. And that discovery was that I had control over one thing, my beliefs. Control your beliefs on the inside, you control what you see on the outside, how you feel and how you act. It's like that simple. But that was like earth-shatteringly game-changing for me. That one nugget of wisdom, which came from a book, as I said, books, mentors, coaches, they're all wonderful, right? Their idea, their job is to empower you, the individual. And that's what it did. It was reading Anthony Robbins. It was Awaken the Giant Within. It was that one quote, which again, I've spoke about many times before, that I take all the way back to philosophy and Stoic philosophies from 2,000 years ago. It's not events that shape our lives, but our beliefs about them. That was like just prizing the door open to another world. My girls are singing in the background. That was like prizing the door open to another world. Ruby's on the Peloton, giving it socks. She's forgetting herself. Go on, Roomster. Anyway, she's singing away on the bike. But that was like a glimpse into another world for me. It said to me, do you know what? For the first time ever, I have control. And it was like that light bulb of, oh, so I don't have to keep giving my power away to other people. I don't have to wait for someone else to show me how to do everything in life. I don't just have to accept my circumstances or the way that I feel, or my temperament, or how productive I am, or my relationship with alcohol, or my personal relationships as they are. I've got control to do something about all of these things. It's on me, right? And that in itself, I cannot stress, is just so incredibly powerful. So if you can start to connect with that, you will start to see big transformations in your life. Now, it's not easy, and it's a bit scary. And I tell you why it's scary, because once you embrace this fully, there's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to run. There are no excuses anymore. They're all gone. You cannot blame other people, the government, coronavirus, the circumstances. It's all back on you, right? And that in itself is scary. It's frightening, but it's so empowering. I cannot stress how empowering that is to feel, do you know what? No matter what happens, I have control, because I only have control over one thing, that's my beliefs anyway. So you've always got control no matter what is happening outside of you. And I think most people's stress, fear, anguish, worry, concern comes from trying to control things that are completely out of their control. Whereas if you can just get into this mindset of like the power within, whilst it's a bit cliche, it sums it up beautifully, that you hold the keys to your happiness, not outside circumstance, right? And we're all going to be going through a tough time, myself included, all of you right now, again, through this period. It could be job loss, could be bereavement, could be a fundamental shift in relationships, or just a change in your environment, where we need to get back to the most important thing, that we all hold the keys to our own vibrancy, energy, happiness, right? Get into that mindset. So essentially that's what I'm trying to do day in, day out, is to get you into that frame of mind, because again, having experienced it myself, I know the great coaches and the great mentors basically just do that. It's so simple. Give you back control, give you that empowerment. So you don't need anyone else. Other people you can use for like guidance and ideas and insight, but ultimately it all rests with you. Cool. So this is what I'd like you to do today. If you are part of the free group, just post in there today, anything, just whatever it is, just a small little mini confidence booster, just to let you know that you have control over your own life. If you haven't joined the group, go and join the group. There's a link in the Instagram bio thing, website thing. There's a link in the Facebook thing. Just go in there and introduce yourself, or do a post, or do something. These are just little mini motivators, just to let you know that you have control over your own destiny. They sound tiny, they sound small, and they are, but they're really big when you multiply them over time. So it just builds more and more momentum that you are in control of your own destiny. Enjoy.